All right, Ledesma of 1816 number one, group stalking with Tiffany Sherez's 15-year-old daughter. She's going to be prosecuted as a group stalker. She's engaged in the criminal monitoring conduct in the specific environment where there's no sun over the open public library, which is where it remains not only on April 29th, at the same time, April 30th, as I documented, May 2nd, as you see in the still images. They're doing so in the specific environment, and 7JXW728, that's 1816 number one, is group stalking, stalking in the path. I take a picture if that demon has his foot on the brake, that's stalking in the path with light. That's what Nova Contractors is doing while I'm walking around to the laundry room this morning. A demon drives in, that's stalking in the path with light. That's what he's doing right now, okay? They're all stalking in the path with light while the light source, that's not possibly the sun, is over me at the property where the so-called sunrise is present, while I'm in this same parking lot at 8 o'clock in the morning. This is where Tiffany Sherez's minor children are group stalking in a parking lot with the adult. That's 1816 number one. He's engaged in what is criminal monitoring in concert with minor children. So is Maria Solis Alvarez. This is a so-called supervisor exercising fictitious authority. She's a group stalker and a sex offender monitoring me inside of my private space while you're looking at engineered light on my ceiling. All right, while engaging what is stalking in the path, operation of communication device. All of these elements are underway. This is where Amazon Prime is group stalking. Okay, this is where Teresa Becerra is engaged in group stalking as well, while her voice on a phone is a means of audible activity, while demons like this are engaging in the elements of surrounding and facilitating conduct, while demons on Alvarado are all monitoring, and while that conversation, by the way, is public information, and she is inherently engaged in violation of attorney-client privilege, being a criminal through use of her services as an officer of the court on behalf of a third-party group stalker, and she is being engaged in group stalking as well in concert with LAPD, heavily documented literally during the course of that conversation. It is currently 5:01 p.m. This is P.O.C. Maria Solis Alvarez. This is a demon who quickly went to the bathroom and came back while she was aware of the fact that I was capturing documentation. She's crossing paths now. Her license plate, Colorado, 8XVF30. She's group stalking with minor children. Tiffany Sherez's teenage daughter and her younger daughter. And those underage third parties who are sex offenders while the engineer lights inside of my apartment, and they know exactly what they're doing while they're walking around, emptying the trash for their mom. While the entity is filling my venue, my private space with engineer light, and demons such as Raul of 1816 number one and Maria Solis Alvarez and the demon possessed that are pacing all around, such as Amazon Prime, are engaging in what is group stalking with minor children who just make noise in the engineered environment to monitor, engage in a sex offense in concert with the entity. I'm just giving you ongoing examples how the state system, how criminal conduct is underway. And what were they doing in the laundry room this morning when I'm documenting group stalking by Kum Lee, who's a demon group stalking inside of the laundry room where the entity is slamming machines with real-time knowledge of everything that I'm doing as I do it. And after I capture that documentation, then you have the ongoing corroborating evidence as to exactly what Kum Lee was doing and who she's doing it in concert with. Hence, LAPD engaging in what is an ongoing show to the world as to why the law enforcement agencies in California will be demilitarized. Okay, and there is no show at UC Irvine that's going to counter that. The criminal system that I'm exposing to you in the unnatural environment, which is not shared with anything over in Orange County. The entity is keeping a specific environment here in Los Angeles, and you can juxtapose that with the light source captured anywhere in Orange County, including over that protest. By the way, if you're seeing the light source, if you're seeing something that's supposed to be the sun, there's only one, and as a matter of documentation, it rises and sets here, literally visible through my apartment windows. And that's exactly what you're going to use to juxtapose the specific environment where these corrupt agencies want to provide evidence as to why they need to protect themselves. No, they're serving to militarize for what is a threat to your safety and a threat to your constitutional rights, to enforce your rights and expose them as engaging in monitoring, like the LAPD is showing that they're exceedingly hostile to, flying in circles above my apartment while I document them, engaging what is flying directly over me repeatedly, so with knowledge of the fact that they're being documented, and trying to hurry up and avoid being caught on camera, flying in circles around me and over my apartment at 12 o'clock, 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, engaging in that ongoing criminal conduct, which is surveillance, by the way. That is surveillance on its face, but it's more than that, because you're looking at the engineered light that's also on the ceiling in my apartment at nightfall, just like you saw it on my ceiling today, while, by the way, the sun that is over you is never creating sunlight inside of your apartment on the ceiling. Never. That's engineered light. Okay, and this is the entity that's engaged in group stalking, and that was Maria Solis Alvarez engaging in a sex offense while she's monitoring me with the people of the state coming onto the grounds, in the same way that Carla Lopez of Speaker Companies is monitoring in concert with the people of the state coming onto the grounds, in the same way that Juan Carlos as group stalking with the people of the state, coming onto the grounds while LAPD is engaging in what is documented terrorism, corroboration with regard to what is the criminal system that the people of the state, all of them, including via a company and the operation of a so-called business, that is in no way superseding the engagement in the criminal elements of monitoring, serving group stalking by a state, which is terrorism. And also, this criminal surveillance is occurring on the venue of the internet, Title 18, 22618, subsections 1 and 2. So what you saw in that previous video, again, you're looking at 4:28 p.m. There's no sunlight that these underage minors are pacing back and forth under. And this is the, again, demons under the age of majority, and that's unfortunate. This 15-year-old girl is going to be prosecuted, and that's a sex offense she's going to be prosecuted for. And she's doing so with regard to the use of her their parent, Tiffany Sherez and Juan Almanza, are the adults that are criminally facilitating their federal offenses that they're engaging in on camera while the people of the state are pacing in traffic. This is what Amazon Prime is also engaged in, and they're doing so with minor children. They're engaged in demonic activity, criminal surveillance on the venue of the internet, including those that are under the age of majority, and facilitating this demented criminal conduct in concert with those under the age of majority, contributing to the delinquency of minors while they are also monitoring documentation. All of this is what Amazon Prime facilitates while I'm showing you that logo, which is no exception to the same exact pattern of conduct. And while I document that, the entity is arriving, and I put that in air quotes because the light source doesn't go anywhere, as you see on a cloudy day. Where does it arrive? It arrives directly over my head. It arrives in perfect alignment with me, replete with what is impossible light activity that's appearing on my ceiling. Okay, sunlight that's shooting at a downward trajectory is not under any circumstances appearing underneath structures and appearing upward underneath and into the depths of your apartment. It does not get any more plain than that. And the entity that's stalking in helicopters does so in concert with minor children that are showing that same demon possession, by the way, that same malice. This one's going to be taken from the custody of Tiffany Sherez, but her 15-year-old sister is going to be prosecuted for federal group stalking and monitoring. And this is, again, it is currently, while you're looking at the light source at 5:06 p.m., this is the pattern of conduct that she's engaged in as Maria Solis Alvarez is engaged in the demonic pattern of conduct, which is criminal surveillance with LAPD. And you're looking at 1861 Ledesma group stalking. And they're pacing in and out. This is the same entity that's now crossing path. The simultaneity of conduct is what you're witnessing and listening to. 7XVZ 7997 is going to federal prison. They routinely cross path with LAPD, crossing path in the sky space, and engineer light moves across the building and moves across the dumpsters while they are routinely documented as I recite their license plate often as I stand right here and the entity is maintaining a light source. This is not anywhere over the Upland Public Library. That third party is going to federal prison while she keeps her foot on her brake. That's a hostile demon. And the minor children that she's acting with, this is pacing just like they are pacing in the sky space. License 5LDB680, that's a sex offender, group stalking, the same one that was monitoring with Susanna Martinez's niece while the engineer light moved across the dumpster wall. That same group stalker that was documented just the other day in a different vehicle, that's that same male, and he's going to federal prison. He likes to engage in sexual violence. Oh, that's an Asian male. He wants to get out and show his face. The entity is engaged in the P.O.C. That's Choing, I believe. Choi of 1814 documented him engaged in the P.O.C. So I want to make sure that you understand that's crossing a path. As they're driving in and driving out, the entity is crossing path going in opposite directions in the sky space. And they're doing this in the engineer light, under the light source. Okay? This is while they're still engaging in the P.O.C. This is what Amazon Prime is documented engaging in while they're parked right here, engaged in the same exact criminal conduct. It does not change while they deliver a package to a demon-possessed third party that likes to use children, acts in concert with them. It's the same exact entity that's stalking in helicopters in the specific environment where there is no light that's going to be over me. There certainly will be no sunlight appearing on my ceiling, lines both above me and beneath me as it's spread across my bedspread through closed blinds, okay? And it's literally over the building like you saw in my previous video showing you at 4:28 p.m. There is no provision for that to be the case. What's over the roof of the Upland Public Library is not over the property of the Alvarado Gardens. That's the pattern of conduct. It is currently, again, 5:08 p.m. This is demonic pacing by minors, and this is occurring at the same time while they're crossing paths. This is demonic activity. The ongoing traffic, it's ongoing pacing, very demonic. And I want you to remember what the entity is doing through universal ways, for example, driving by, engaging what is directed light moving across buildings. This is what they're doing while they're pacing back and forth. They're creating light activity. It's different iterations of the same criminal and very demented, concerted conduct, okay? It is currently, again, 5:08 p.m. This is P.O.C. Tiffany Sherez's teenage daughter, she's 15. She's going to be prosecuted as a group stalker. She's exhibiting and even leading and acting with her younger younger children, excuse me, her younger siblings, which is all what is a criminal facilitation occurring on the watch of Juan Almanza and Tiffany Sherez, who are both going to federal prison. All right, and they're going to lose custody. They're monitoring with this third party who's going to federal prison as well, and the third party, Susana Martinez, who's crossing path while LAPD is at the same time pacing in the sky. That's the system. That's the P.O.C. Okay, it is currently again 5:09 p.m. This is not emptying truck, pacing. P.O.C. Walking back and forth. Give me something else to hold. Let me walk back again. Give me something else to take. Walking back again. Let me enter in. Let me drive by. This is demonic pacing in the specific environment where the sun rises and the sun sets in alignment to me, never the natural environment, no natural behavior. And separating is a means of what is repeatedly crossing paths. So now they're not walking together. Understand what the entity is doing through traffic. And so while you have just them two, now they've separated bodies, and you've got one in order to cross path again. This is what they're doing as an entity. This is demonic activity with children. Okay, that's P.O.C. This is documented terrorism, and that's why they're going to be removed from the custody of their parents. And that's very unfortunate. This minor child dropping things on the ground to create noise with simultaneity to my movement, while Maria Solis Alvarez and Ledesma were stalking in the path in concert with her. It's very demonic. All right, and just walking by and walking back. This is pacing. And I want you to see it because I want you to see what is the same exact demonic behavioral pattern, and it is not any. There's no alteration with regard to age. Okay, P.O.C. This indecisiveness to walk upstairs or go back, they're in 1816 number one, and their parents are going to federal prison, and they're going to be removed, and the 15-year-old's going to be prosecuted as a group stalker. She's also engaged in federal stalking using communication devices. It's currently 5:10 p.m. They're monitoring with the people that are pacing on Alvarado. Okay, that's P.O.C.